Knock knock. Who's at the door? It's day 4. Day 4, we are currently playing some Cobra Lash, having a little bit of fun with the Cobra Lash skill. Indeed we are. So the footage you're seeing in the background is Cobra Lash. It is a blighted map. It's our second blighted map, and I'm playing it with Jamie, who you may have heard in Discord or seen on stream or whoever, but yeah, he is also playing Cobra Lash. He is playing the Beano's variant. I'm playing the Claw variant, and we figured we'd just share the map, because the very first one I ran on my own, and I figured I'd share the second one with him. And we ran it, and we figured let's see how it goes. So we're both kind of getting used to the playstyle of Cobra Lash. You kind of sit at the pump, you throw the stuff out, it ticks down, and then as stuff's kind of ticking down, it gives you a few seconds to like build turrets. At this point, we're not building turrets for like any space or any particular like combination or ranking up a certain combination. These blighted maps just seem so ridiculous that you just try to build anything, and sometimes, like this time, it just dies anyway. So we ended up playing for a little bit, getting a little bit more geared, and today we thought we'd play some more basically blighted maps and see how it goes. So you can see my build on my own. It's okay, it's functioning now, and it's feeling a little bit more comfortable, but I'm not really enjoying it still. I'm finding that I'm watching the enemies die rather than like shooting my skill out and confidently knowing that the damage over time is going to tick down and kill them. So I'm kind of ending up just playing Spectral Throw and killing them with physical damage. So I wasn't happy, so I kind of went to Path of Building, had a look around with what people were doing with the 2 Wasp Nest combination, had a look at my passive tree in Path of Building, tried to figure some stuff out whilst chatting about it in Discord. In the end, we figured that indeed, like the YouTube comment said yesterday, that the Beano's variant might be better. So before we, I guess, went to the Beano's variant, I gave it another shot, and we did another blighted map that dropped, and we grouped up as 3, and this time we each held a different corner, and with it not being quite as hectic, because obviously with 3 people you couldn't each hold a little triangle or a little pocket, you get to see your build in action and not be completely overwhelmed. So these videos, slash, I guess you call them like diary kind of updates, aren't like massively impressive. I did have a large variety of clips to show you, and I was going to sit here and chop up the clips and show you like, oh, here's me picking up a Chaos Orb, here's me getting a 5C drop, here's me selling the 5C item. I don't know if you want that or not. That takes a lot more effort, but if you want it, I will do it. It just might have to be a more, I guess, maybe a shorter video, or it would take a little bit longer to produce, but I can do that. However, for today's video, I figured I'd just show you a couple of blighted maps, because maybe you haven't seen them, maybe you're not playing the league, or maybe you're thinking about joining into the league a little bit later, and you wanted to see what the content has to offer. So yeah, I figured I'd basically show you what's up. The idea of a blighted map is pretty much the whole map becomes one big blight being the league mechanic, which is like these vines that spread, and you deal with the areas and they try to kill the pump. You see this big circle thing glowing on your screen, that's the pump, and you have to protect it. So turrets, and I'll call them turrets, portals can spawn near the pump. Turrets protect the pump, and it's a tower defense game whilst you're shooting. Again, at this point my build it's doing okay, but I'm really lacking that proliferation from the Beano's, and I'm thinking I'm going to swap over to Beano's just because it's functioning okay, but I'm not enjoying it, right? And I think the main thing is when you play Path of Exile, it's a single play game. You're not playing against anybody else. There's no race going on. There's nothing. You're playing the game for your own enjoyment, and if you're not enjoying it, you should probably change your build or take a break, because there's no rush. It's a 3-month league. So I kind of also just wanted to showcase the FPS, because the FPS in this zone is so bad. Now granted, I was streaming and recording, so I'm really taxing my computer, and my computer isn't the most crazy level of computer, but if you have a mediocre computer or a laptop, these maps just aren't going to function, and I think that's quite bad, because they are actually fun to do, but it's really hard to actually play the game when you have like 20 FPS. And I have a 970 and an i7 4790K at like 4.8 gigahertz. A good computer, not top of the line anymore, but it's an okay computer. But these people that have the slightly less high rig would really struggle, and I think that's a shame, because I don't know what systems they play tested this game on, but unless they were at NASA's headquarters, I'm pretty sure they were lagging. So this needs to be addressed. Little things like just the actual ground effect could just be static. I don't think we need to see the whole animation of the ground moving. PoE's always struggled with ground effects. Anyway, back onto the game. You can see that basically it's just a giant mess. Everything is shooting out. Everything is trying to get the pump. There's ranged attacks. There's bosses spawning. We can't say what's going on. I have no idea what turret I'm making. I have absolutely no idea what turret's been making. I have no idea what's coming out of the portal. I have no idea if there's a detonate dead, if there's a chaos aura, if there's a, oh, this enemy's weak to fire, you shouldn't put a fire turret there. Absolutely no idea. It's just no FPS mayhem. And this is like a tier 3 map. So I don't know how this is going to handle in tier 16s if we ever get there. But I'm probably going to swap to the dagger variant, because you can see there I just got absolutely beamed down, and I don't know what killed me. But it was a nice break, because I did get some FPS after I died. So, you know, there was that benefit to dying, I guess you could call it. But yeah, the plan is basically finish my Uber Ascendancy, maybe swap to the dagger variant, and today was more of a, I guess, a co-op-y style day, and I just thought I'd share that. The drops weren't big. I did a few Atlas progression using PoE maps. If you don't know what PoE maps is, just Google PoE maps live. And it basically allows you to trade maps with people. So that helps you fill out the Atlas, and that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow, or whenever I'm next on. Because we do plan on playing a little bit of Gears of War 5 campaign. As I guess the Discord has all got that now, so we might be playing that. But you can see there these gloves dropped for me, and I ended up selling them, which I now regret. I looked at the gloves, and they dropped from a Blight, and they were worth an Exalt. And I thought to myself, I will sell those gloves for the Exalt, because I have no gear, no money, and I'd really like to ramp up my build. However, I didn't realise these were Blight unique gloves, and they can be anointed as well as your amulet. So I tried the gloves on and re-geared my character, and they were kind of even, and when I played around with them, the spores they created were okay but not amazing, and I just figured, oh, they're probably going to go down in price anyway, so I'll get rid of them. However, then I realised they were really rare, or somewhat rare, and you can anoint them, so I actually could have put an entire dagger passive on, an entire dagger passive on, or notable to be correct, on the gloves, and they'd have been great. So they're currently now 3 Exalts, or 2, depending on what time of the day you look at them. So it was a mistake to sell them for an Exalt. Now we have this rule in the guild that if you play with each other, and something drops that's worth more than an Exalt, we share it. That's what allows us to have fun whilst in party play. So if you get an Exalted Orb, that's yours to keep. If you turn in a Void card and get a mirror, that's yours to keep. You know, you find a sick rare, that's yours to keep. But if there's a drop that happens, like a unique or a mirror, or, you know, a stack of 10 Exalts drop for some reason, you know, or whatever happens, if it's over 1 Exalt, we split it. And that just means that everyone that plays with us knows that rule, and you sort of let people in that agree to that rule. We call it the, you know, the gentleman's agreement, like, you know, just kind of share, and I think that makes it more fun. And I was wondering if anybody else that plays the game in party play has those sort of unique little rules between themselves, because the game isn't, I guess, that friendly to party play, so you kind of have to make it enjoyable on your own. So yeah, we play with permanent allocation, apart from in that clip because we messed up, but we play with permanent allocation, and everything over an Exalt we share, and it just means that everybody gets a little pick-me-up every so often. Like if you if you're playing in a nice item drops that's worth 5 exalts and there's just 2 of you playing, you each get 2.5 exalts, and that's just the rule. And if you don't like it, we don't play with you. That's kind of the way it is, because otherwise I think it's a bit selfish to like play with somebody and not share. So I don't know, that's just our rules, and I thought I'd spend a few minutes talking about it. I don't know, just kind of thinking of things to say that are not just here's me throwing out Cobra Lash not doing very much damage. But yeah, if you're enjoying these daily videos, and you know, there are ways to support me and stuff, and it really does help seeing people's comments, like, because otherwise I generally don't feel very motivated, but when I read people's comments, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do another video tomorrow. Like, people seem to enjoy it. So today was more party based play. I basically made an exalt from selling the gloves, and probably I'm gonna transition to Beanos, as the Cobra Lash with claws just doesn't seem that not exciting, but it doesn't seem that great. It's okay, it functions, and I'm sure you could get it to work, but I'm probably going to go Beanos, and I think I might try farm up and rebuy that pair of gloves and then anoint them, which I know is backwards because I had them drop, but it was probably a bit of a mistake to sell them. But at the time it was an exalt, and in fact I had them up at 80c at one point and they wouldn't sell. But yeah, I think I'm going to switch to Beanos, get the claw, get rid of the claws, put Beanos on, and then the proliferation will help. And then hopefully at some point I'll rebuy those and I'll put a nice dagger notable on top of the gloves, and then I'll have one on my amulet, and that might save me some passives. But that was kind of day 4, just some party play, and an exalt drop. Nothing real major. A few daily missions I did and a few Xana missions, but apart from that, just some chilled out party play. Thanks for watching, as always. Hopefully I'll see some comments. Again, ways in the description to support me, because this channel doesn't make any money, nothing. Stream doesn't make any money, so if anybody wants to support, there's ways to do it, but I'm going to keep making the videos anyway, so there you go.